guys, how are you doing? So thank you for joining me again today for something a bit different. I wanted to shake things up today. So that's episode 11 of my Inspirations podcast, and as you can see, it's a little less prepped. I'm a little less prepped. I'm not, Okay, so just to settle the subject, when I don't wear any makeup, I have this big blue or dark circle around my eyes, like I could play in a Tim Burton movie without makeup. Okay, that's how I look in real life. Okay, I am not lacking any sleep. Everything is okay. I'm feeling very well. It's just that's my face without any makeup. I'm not putting on too much, but definitely that area of my face is I actually focus on this area of my face when I put some makeup on. So just so you know, everything's okay health-wise, okay? So don't worry. What's not okay too much is that we had the news this week that France is going back to lockdown without school. So I know a lot of you guys have been in the same boat for a lot of time. For us, the school have remained open throughout the year. Children were at school, but over the last days, the situation has worsened, and drastic action was called. So France is actually split in 3 zones, and for Easter the 3 zones are taking a 2-week vacation, each time separated by 1 week, so it's spread over 5 weeks. But the government decided to put everyone on vacation ahead of time at the start of the 5-week period for 2 weeks, everyone at the same time. So that start for us, that means that vacation will start 1 week earlier, and there is 1 week in just between now and the vacation where we will have the kids at home and making school at home. So it's really not an issue, because it's only 3 days, because we have a bank holiday with the Easter Monday that's off. It's just that I need to shake things up a bit in my work schedule just to make place, because I'm going to organize myself with the kids like I did last year during the first lockdown. That means having school in the mornings, and then free times for them in the afternoons, and for me it's going to be work in the afternoons. What I will have to compensate for 3 mornings that I will not be working. So that's 3 mornings for me. It's 2 day sessions, my 2 day sessions, so that's pretty big. Plus 1 morning of order prepping or office work. So I'm going to work over the weekend. I'm going to work a bit more in the evenings just to balance things out. For you guys, there shouldn't be any delay in sending out your orders. Everything should ship as planned. If there was to be a delay that I had not foreseen or anything, I will let you know. I will drop you an email and let you know. So, but it should be okay, and everything should be on time. So the episode this week is a bit different, because I have a lot on my plate today, and I thought it would be a nice occasion for you guys to see how I work. Spoiler alert, I work in my basement, and it's really not a place that's decorated nice and everything. It's really a workplace. It's not pretty. Okay, I'm just warning you, don't be shocked, it's not pretty, okay? But that's where I work half of the time. The other half I'm spending it here. It's my desk. It's actually in our dining room. small bees. And okay, I just wanted to cover some bases first with you guys for this episode. Everything will be not in the usual orders. There will be a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of back and forth, but it's okay because that's life, okay? So I just wanted to thank you first for joining me again today. Thank you, big kisses for you guys. And if you're new, no kisses because I don't know you yet, but I hope you will enjoy the podcast. All the information about the podcast are in the show notes. You just click on plus, you will find the link to the Etsy shop where I sell my yarn and aimable goodies. So just check it out. Shop updates are every Monday at 5. The newsletter, you will find the link to the newsletter, very important as well. In the show notes, you just have to click on plus, the show note. Newsletter, when you subscribe, you get a free pattern, the Jimmy Shawl, and yeah, it's sent once a week on Mondays. Sorry, at 5 again. Okay, and that's it. And if you like the podcast, don't hesitate to put a thumb up and to subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I have this episode in English, I have another one in French. I'm filming the two on the same day. So today is Friday, April the 2nd, and I have a lot of things to do, and I will take you with me, guys, all day today, just to have a glimpse at what's behind the curtain at Tricot Stitch. Okay? Yeah, I have a big news. I forgot to share it with the French. I have to write it down something somewhere. Yeah, I have a pattern in Laine magazine. I've been dying to tell you that because I've been in the know for like months, and I just wanted to share that with you. I'm so happy. It's such an accomplishment for me. Laine is a magazine that I admire a lot. I mean, I'm so happy because I'm in there as a designer and as an indie dyer. That means that the pattern that you are going to see from me in Laine in issue 11 is going to be featuring my Tricot Stitch yarn, and that's huge. For me, that's huge. I'm super happy. I will be sharing the details of the pattern with you as soon as they're out. But yeah, I just wanted to share the joy with you. I'm super happy. I'm super happy. So I can't believe I forgot to tell that to my French audience. Incredible. Okay, guys, so the plan for today is to take you with me. Okay, I just wanted to tell you also that for the ongoing CAL Tricot Stitch FO Fanfare, the winner will be announced only next week, so in the next podcast, because I support the initiative of logging out of Ravelry for 1 week in protest to the new Ravelry look, first of all. But I mean, it's just not just that Ravelry has a new look. The real issue is that it causes some problem with people, with neurodiverse people, and there is really an accessibility problem with the new look of Ravelry. And I think that I'm joining the protest because I don't understand their reaction. I don't understand why they wouldn't, discuss this, take the feedback into account of people experiencing headaches, seizures, really important issues. And I mean, I've been wanting to propose my patterns on an additional platform. I unfortunately haven't had the time, and clearly pattern designing is not my first line of work, so I do not have as many work hours on that as I do for yarn dyeing, for example, but it's still a project of mine to be able to offer you patterns on another platform. For those of you who cannot access Ravelry or are experiencing difficulties, I just want to let you know that if you wish to buy a pattern from me and you cannot access Ravelry at the time being, please send me an email and we will work this out. I completely stand in solidarity with the group advocating for dialogue with Ravelry and taking all the remarks about the inaccessibility of the platform for all the people experiencing problems. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm supporting this 100%, and that I won't be logging into Ravelry until it's done. So yeah, no drawing of the winner for this episode, so next episode, okay? What else did I want to tell you? Because I'm going to, go through the subjects we have to go through together. I want us to go through together while the camera is on the tripod and standing. I wanted to show you I have an HO, not an FO unfortunately, but an HO. That's my embossing socks. That's the pattern selection for the Sock Knitters Almanac for March. So I have one side completed, ends not woven in, but it's finished. I just wanted to let you know that if you are planning to knit this pattern, you really have to pay close attention to your tension actually, because you see that this is too tight. It puckers. When it's on my feet, it puckers. On my foot, sorry, it puckers. So you really have to have those loops nice and I'm sorry, the word is escaping me. Loose. Yeah, your loops should be really loose because it's puckering. I mean, you could think it's perfect, but you can see here, for example, it puckers, and especially for those around the ankle. So don't hesitate to have an extra bit of yarn when you are working the rosy mean. Also, I like to do a bit of an overview of the projects I want to be working on when I'm starting a new month. And after being all over the place in March with lots of projects and having a very tight planner on which I wanted to work 6 rows of this, 10 rows of that, objectives, weekly objectives and daily objectives and things like that, I put it all through the window, and now I want to be knitting monogamously because in the end that's the only way to make significant progress. I know. It's just I go through cycles actually. Sometimes I really need to have some different cast-ons because I want to have novelty. I want to enjoy the thrill of the cast-on, and sometimes I really just want to make progress, and then I switch to monogamous knitting. So I'm going to be monogamously knitting on this baby, Réconfort. I've made good progress, so I finished the 3rd lace section and started on the 4th garter stitch section. So I want to be done with that this month, definitely. And then I'll be concentrating on this sock, and I want to knit the pair this month. And if I have some time, I will, do something else. So I've spent a bit of time to think about my priorities. So this is the 2 most present knitting projects. I think I'm going to frog actually the snow melt in handspan because I'm not enjoying it anymore. This is going to go, I think. I'm just going to leave it a few more weeks, but I think it's going to be frogged, and maybe I will Navarro ply the single. And then my stunning string projects, I'm still enjoying them tremendously, but I really need to make some progress on the other projects. So if I have some time, I will be knitting on them. Otherwise, it will be waiting for another, more appropriate time for me to work on them. I just really want to be done with the projects I've shown you and have this feeling of making progress. That's the key word for this month, progress. Also, WIPGO, I just wanted to let you know that if you were awaiting, I know some of you were awaiting the numbers of WIPGO for April, it's number 3 and number 21. And what's very funny is that number 3 is actually the second part of the project that was drawn for March. That's the Westfield Wanderer. So the plan, WIPGO wise, is to be finishing the Westfield Wanderer this month, which is actually not doable at all. I don't think I will be. Okay, and the other thing I was supposed to work on, number 21, is finish one side of a mitten that I knitted from this book, which is a great book. Knit Like a Latvian, it's only mittens. And I started knitting this one, I think Christmas 2 years ago. I started knitting on this pattern. And I'm actually like at the cuff of the first mitten. And so that's the second project for WIPGO in April. Guys, I won't be doing it. I know. I'm just not in the mood for that. So this won't happen. No. WIPGO magic has failed. Okay, so what are your projects? On what are you going to work in April? Just let me know in the comments. I think that's it for the things I wanted to share with you while standing. No. 2 other things, not knitting related. I just wanted to share with you that I finished the bubble for February. So what I did is that I found a way to insert a bit of cross stitching in my days. And I'm actually cross stitching daily, but like a very small amount of time daily. And it has done wonders on my mood, actually, because it makes me feel like I'm in control and I'm actually doing things. And so what I do is, I love to enjoy a nice cup of tea in the morning, and I'm actually cross-stitching while I'm sipping my cup of tea every morning. So it needs actually like 10 to 15 minutes to really cool down to the perfect temperature. So during that time, I'm just, putting a few stitches every time, like 10 minutes. And actually that works, guys, because look, I finished that one. So what I did is that I took a picture each time I finished the session, and I did a little montage for you, so just enjoy. So I didn't start from the beginning for February, but I started from the beginning for March. So the montage that I will share when I'm done with March will be starting from the beginning. And I really think it's like a little bit of magic to see the drawing, like the image, again, sorry guys. That's the thing when you're not in your mother tongue. Sometimes it gets difficult to find your words. When it's appearing, gradually appearing, if that's a thing. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. And also, it's been a long time since I did a bit of stitch enhancing. There was Stunning String Studio, obviously, but that's fiber from a French dyer of fibers that I met in September last year at the one and only yarny event I was able to attend in the second semester. So I bought a lot of fibers. So the first one is Merinos from Auvergne, that's a French region, and we don't have a lot of yarn here We don't have a lot. I mean, it's an industry that was very strong a few decades ago, like maybe 100 years ago, but it has declined a lot, and what's left is really not very important. So I was very happy to be able to try out some French fiber from a French, from a merino ship that is raised in France. So that's cool. Mérinos d'Auvergne. I will let you know, guys, if it's good. I don't know. That one is absolutely gorgeous. It's super soft. That's Merinos, silk, alpaca, and camel. Gorgeous. I think this is going to motivate me to find some time to do some spinning, because I'm really trying to do with spinning what I did with cross stitch, that is to find some time in the day that I can, you know, just insert a bit of spinning and make some consistent progress on that. Progress, again, that word. So this is Merinos and Cashmere, and it's as gorgeous as it looks. It's super soft. I've never spun any cashmere, so that will be a first for me. This is Polwarth, and this is Corriedale. It's gorgeous. I love the colors, like the green pops here. So yeah, that motivates me to, you know, finish my latest spinning project, which was actually part of WIPGO for March, and I didn't manage to, you know, work on it at all. And this is Polwarth. So I've never spun Polwarth. This will be a new fiber for me to discover. So yeah, lots of you know, very motivating things to do, very enticing. So I bought all this. I'm super happy because it's been a long time, and I actually know this particular dyer. I think she's great, and I had a very nice time, you know, chatting with her and spending a bit of time with her when we saw each other back in September. So I hope I will be seeing her very soon, and I'm, you know, hugging her, well, her fiber instead of her, but yeah, I'm super happy. Okay. That's it for the standing things I wanted to show you. So now we are going to switch to vlog mode. Okay, so let's go. I have a huge day ahead of me, a lot of things to do, so you're going to come with me and see how it looks behind the scenes. Okay, so let's go. Okay guys, so we're here. That's my studio. It's not pretty, even if, you know, there is some twinkles. But yeah, the walls are not perfect. It's really, there's a lot of things. It's messy. It's, I mean, but that's my little corner of paradise. I really love to be able to work here and to do that for a living. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's working, and that's what counts. So yeah, little attempt at, you know, putting in a bit of decoration here. This is the door of my garage. And another twinkles here. This is the beans with the yarn that I've dyed and that are in the shop, but yeah, that's not much in there, because with the almanac I'm working a lot with pre-orders, and so I don't have much stock actually. But yeah, I'm going to show you more in details before we dive into today's work, okay? Okay. So this is where it all happens. So these are my die pots. I'm still working only on, you know, this kind of things. It makes it a bit time consuming, but yeah, replacing those are part of the next step that I've identified. So you have some colors here already mixed. Then you have all the die powders here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, this is particularly messy. You get all the emables here and here, but you know, I just need to take some time, and I have another one of those wooden shelves here that I need to just put together to gain some storing space for Emma Ball and all the dye powder that I have. I mean, I've placed a huge order beginning of the year, but I just don't have the place to store everything quite nicely yet. It doesn't fit in the cupboards anymore. I have a lot of, you know, that's yarn. Just here is yarn, and that's yarn as well here. So I should be able to fit everything in the next shelf that's here. Okay, back here, what do I want to show you? Yeah, I have an exhaustion colorway that is looking very promising. I used some Stellina. I don't know how it's going to look, but it's gorgeous. I mean, look at that for an exhaustion colorway, it's incredible. I really can't wait to, you know, rinse it and put it to dry to see the true color, but it looks like beautiful salmon, or oh yeah, it's gorgeous. So yeah, that's an exhaustion colorway, and usually they stay in the pot because it's really at the end of the dye session that I dye them, and they stay in the pot until the next dye session. Okay, so that's for the dye area. Sorry. That's not what I meant. Yes, here it's going to be labeling party, so I need to put labels on those. So that's the result of the latest dye session with the colorway for the Sock Knitter's Almanac on BFL, Stellina and MCN. Here I have a beautiful order for a lovely customer who wanted to have everything all caked up. I still have some things to wind up, so I'm going to use my trusted ball winder, electric ball winder. This is also a pre-order, and all this needed a label today. So my labels are here. I'm still using some, you know, visit cards for the labels, but yeah, more on that later. And overall, all my tools, and this is really important. I love to listen to my audiobooks while I work. Okay, so some of the guys here, my latest acquisitions. I love them so much. It's the latest batch that's been released by Basic Fun, I think the name of the company is. So that's the latest batch. I don't know if they're going to make more. They usually release them 4x4, and that's Cherry Jubilee, Lickety Split, that's Titsy, and Posy. So Emma Ball here, and then you've seen everything. That's the bin with the yarn, bit of shipping area with the you know, the silk paper. I have fancy, I just bought some fancy ones with sparkle. Yeah, I really love to have fancy ones actually, and this one is pearlescent, it's beautiful. Okay, so let's get down to business. Oh, okay, and this is, yeah, I forgot to show you that. This is the yarn that's going to be in the shop. Well, that's in the shop because it's already Monday for you guys. So this is in the shop. I'm going to show that to you a bit later. And this is a restock on Gnomes kit. So you can see you have here Garden Gnomes, Gnome des Jardins. Here is it's going to be, it's the first colorway for the Snow Gnomes, so Gnome des Neiges. And I have also a batch of House Gnome that's on the plan for today. So yeah, I still have a bit of yarn winding to do. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you how I wound up yarn. I have this here, and lo and behold, okay, my husband took my tool, but it's basically something to which I attach this, like I don't know the word, it's a perceuse. I will put it in English, I don't know the name in English. Okay, so now I'm going to label, okay? Okay, the wool winder is winding, all the labels are ready. I think it's going to stick. No, it's okay. So I've prepared everything. I've put holes in them. Then I need to attach it to every skin with this and put labels. Oh, it's finished. Okay, and then put the labels and write down the names. It's a bit lengthy. It's a lengthy process, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and you're going to watch me work. Okay guys, so labeling is done, so that's a good thing, and now I'm ready to prepare the orders that need to, you know, go out today. So this is the silk paper with sparkle, it's beautiful. The orders I need to ship today, my envelopes, the markers I prepared, everything is ready, so now I'm just going to do it. Orders are done. That's so cool. I'm happy now. I'm going to have a small lunch break, short lunch break, and then afterwards it's post office and dyeing session. So you will be with me for the dyeing session, but not for the post office. I don't think it's really that interesting. So see you guys in a moment. Bye! Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the crappy lighting. Just that, you know, I've just put it that way so that you can have the point of view over the table, because I'm going to label everything to be brought to the post office. So bear with me for another quick overview of the process. See you in a bit. Hi guys, so to wrap up today's episode, I'm in our tiny back garden on the sun deck. I think I'm going to take a real break because my lunch break was very fast, very quick. Didn't have time to make a real break because, you know, in France we usually take some time to have lunch, and today I didn't. I really just grabbed something to eat and continued working. So what you've seen is labels, you've seen podcasting, actually, that's a thing on my to-do list every week. You've seen order preparation, you've seen putting labels on envelope. That's absolutely fascinating. What you didn't see is me going upstairs to print out the shipping labels, then send all the shipping tracking numbers to my lovely customers, replying to a couple of emails, then driving to the post office, because today I didn't bike to the post office. I actually went with my husband and we went do a quick errand to buy some groceries for the Easter lunch on Sunday. Yeah, no, it's 5 o'clock. I mean, the day is almost done. I won't be dying today. That was the plan initially, but I knew it was not feasible. So today, I think if I have enough energy, I might just prep the dyeing session. But I will dye tomorrow morning. Dye some yarn tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I won't die tomorrow morning. Yeah, so I'm just inviting you to join me on the deck. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that noise also. I'm going to show you what it is. Yeah, I'm inviting you to join me on the deck. I'm going to have a cup of tea, show you the yarn in the shop, and I think knit a bit. And maybe later, if I have the energy, I'll go and prep the dye session for tomorrow, but that's not guaranteed. Okay? So, this is my tiny back garden. You can see I prepped everything to have a little time with you. The tripod is here, the yarn is here, the lounging chair is here with my knitting. This is the sun deck, which is quite new for us. We started installing it last year, and my husband made the finishing touches actually last month in March. So it's pretty enjoyable to have this space because we have the sun at the end of the day, and a month ago we actually planted some I don't know what the lawn actually, because it was all you know, you see that type just a bit closer here, it was all over like this, but worse. This actually we kept the nicest spot, but all the other areas we just sewn it new, and hopefully in a few weeks we will have a lush lawn and we'll be able to walk barefoot in it. That's really something I'm looking forward to. So this is going to be my spot for the for the next hour, I think. And yeah, this is the yarn. So I'm going to show that to you in just in a bit. And I put some tea all over the floor. So what's all about the jingle? you might wonder. Well, it has to do with the new lawn and the seeds that we sown just 3 weeks ago. We didn't want the birds eating all of it, so my husband just bought these owls with like little jingles, and yeah, it's like it's Christmas all day long because it's quite windy here, and so if you're just wondering what it is, that's it. You see the sound it makes, but it doesn't scare the birds. I mean, that didn't work, but there's a lot of beautiful light shimmering happening, and actually the jingle jangle is quite nice. Okay, so the French version is done. It's a wrap up, so that's so cool. As you can see, I've started to knit a few stitches. I've chosen the Reconfort shawl. I think I'm going to be monogamously knitting on that for the next few days, because I think it's it's the equivalent of the home run in knitting for Mila. It's going to be very quick now, even if it's the longest rows. I know that when I reach that stage and that I want to keep knitting on that, it's going to be very quick. I would not be surprised if that shawl is finished by the next podcast, but I won't. I won't bet on it, but I wouldn't be surprised. So I just want to share with you the yarn that's in the shop. I hope the jingle just next to me is not too bothering. But this week you can find in the shop on Extra Fine Fingering Ivy confetti, and I'm not going to go too close to the camera because I had to switch mode and I don't know how it's how it's behaving and if it's doing good close-ups of the yarn. So that's Ivy confetti. That's a green with dashes of blues and speckles. Then you have For Fury. That's beautiful rust, very vivid rust. I love that colorway, with speckles as well, a lot of speckles. Still on Extra Fine Fingering, you have this colorway that I hadn't dyed in a while. It's Que de la Goule, and it's a beautiful mix of dark gray, red, and burgundy in between. And it pairs beautifully with darker things. That's also in the shop on Extra Fine Fingering. Then I have on Yak Sock 2 skeins of Obscuro, beautiful shade of blue. I like to dye some colorways on yak on bases with yak that are really saturated and that like overcome the gray hue of the naked base. Same for those 2 beautiful skeins of Cerise sur le Gâteau on Mérinos, Yak et Soie. So that's Merinos, Yak and Silk. It's gorgeous. Beautiful cherry red. Cherry on the cake. It means cherry on the cake. Then you have Modou, which is the French for love nut, on Silk Kit Fluff. And it's called Modou because I imagined that colorway especially to knit my second love nut. And so I decided to name it the equivalent of love nut in French, which is Modou. And back on Extra Fine Fingering, I have 2 new colorways to share with you. The first one is Purple Majesty. I've been a huge fan of prints since I was 14, and yeah, I think that colorway was really reminiscent of Purple Rain, and That's why I called it Purple Majesty. I'm missing so much. And this is the last. This is Cité d'Emeraude, which translates to Emerald City, and that's exactly what it is, a beautiful emerald shade of green. So that's it for the new yarn in the shop, guys. On the shop news, I've placed a very big aimable order yesterday, so I don't know when it will be delivered, but you can expect a big aimable shop update sometime during April. Hopefully it will be quick. I've ordered a lot of new things, and you know the new goodies, new aimable goodies are arriving bit by bit at aimable headquarters. So with each new order, they are sending the new things that I ordered at the beginning of the year. So I really hope I will be getting new things in the order that I ordered, back in January. And I ordered also new series like the knitters. I ordered the knitters and I ordered some Highland Coup. just a bit of Highland Coup, but not much, but yeah. I really love that series as well. And that's it for today. So now I'm going to just, chill a bit, enjoy my my little bit of downtime, sip my tea, knit a bit on my shawl. I think I'm going to, get back to my audiobook, and the kids won't be long until they come home, because usually my husband and I we split, and he goes to fetch the kids, the boys, and I drive to fetch Amelia from daycare, which is farther from home. But tonight I told him it would be very nice of him if he could, just fetch everyone at the same time, because he's already out continuing the grocery shopping. So yeah. So I'm happy I don't have anywhere to go. I will just wait for the kids to come back home, and then cook something for dinner, and yeah. And then it's the weekend, so it's going to be a weekend on which I'm going to work a bit, but I love what I do, so it's okay. So I hope you are well. I hope that you find joy in your everyday lives, and I hope you enjoyed this little episode that shook things up at Tricot Stitch, and that you enjoyed also the behind the scenes look at my work. I would have loved to share with you a bit more on the dye session, but maybe that's a subject for another podcast episode. So in the meantime, I wish you a lovely week, and I'll see you next Monday. Cheers, guys.